In today's video, I would like to share my first impression of the Idris in Star Citizen, which made its long-awaited appearance during Invictus Launch week. Now, I don't personally own an Idris, I just don't have $1,900 to casually drop on the digital spaceship, but thanks to a few generous members of the Rad Club who do own one, I was able to climb on board and experience it firsthand. The first thing that struck me was just how massive the ship really is. I think it was the first time that I've ever seen a vessel emerge from an extra large hangar and not look tiny in comparison to the doors. Watching the Idris slowly pull out of Area 18's hangar really felt surreal. As expected, it was sluggish on the ascent. This is not a nimble fighter after all. Climbing out of ArcCorp's atmosphere took time, but that gave me the chance to line up some incredible flybys and really take in its imposing scale from the outside. The sense of presence is really unmatched here. Of course, this isn't the first time that we've seen the Idris. NPCs have been flying this for years now, from dynamic events to scripted missions, but seeing one under player control, that's something else entirely. That moment, knowing that there was a real crew at the helm here, made everything feel different. It made it feel real. Once we reached space, it was time to rendezvous with the Rad Club and land inside the Idris's massive hangar. I was flying an M50, and let me tell you, it felt absolutely tiny. The hangar looked like it could easily accommodate an entire squadron of Origin interceptors, no problem there at all. After I powered down and stepped out of the cockpit, I felt a bit overwhelmed. This was my very first time on board a capital-class ship of this size, and I had no idea where to go. So I ended up wandering for a while, completely unsure of my bearings. Eventually, I found a door that led me into a series of control rooms, and from there I discovered a second tiny hangar. It was dedicated to the Argo MPUV, which I honestly didn't even know was part of the ship's layout. That moment actually really heightened for me the sheer scale and complexity of the ship. Eventually, I made it to the medical room and decided to set my respawn point there just to be safe, and it's a good thing I did, because shortly after we engaged in quantum drive, and I wasn't seated here, I was just standing there like nothing was about to happen. And the moment we jumped, the acceleration hit me like a wall. I blacked out and dropped to the floor incapacitated. And about 20 seconds here on the clock before bleeding out with no one nearby. Well, that was basically it. So next time I'll know better, and when the captain says that we're jumping, I'll make sure to find a seat or at least hold on to something, because the Idris doesn't wait for stragglers. Eventually, we arrived at our destination, an asteroid field near Hurston. And our mission here was to take down a Polaris. That's when I jumped into the forward turret armed with massive size 7 cannons. That's really fitting for me, the Eradicator. And eradicate I did. Fighters, constellations, they dropped like flies. The firepower was ridiculous, and the sheer punch of every blast felt immensely satisfying. Or, well, at least for the ones that came close, because, well, the truth is our captain didn't leave much for the rest of us. The Idris's bespoke laser beam, a ship-mounted anti-everything death ray, shredded most targets before they even hit our engagement envelope. But that's where I started to notice a problem. It turned out that we were not the only Idris hunting that stolen Polaris during this year's Invictus. There were many other Idris frigates out there, and quite a few were being flown solo, and that is where I take issue. For years, Cloud Imperial Games has told us that the Idris could not be flown effectively solo, and that it required a large coordinated crew to unlock its full potential. Yet, here we are, post-release, watching players fly it alone, relying mostly on the pilot-controlled laser beam and the point defense turrets to hold their own. It's a trend that raises some questions about balance and design philosophy here, but the positive takeaway from all of this is how well the game actually performed during the battle. We had a Polaris and no less than 6 Idris frigates and a dozen fighters, both players and NPCs, all engaging at once. And yet, unlike previous large-scale capital vessel encounters that often turn into slideshows, this time the experience was rather smooth and responsive. I think this is quite a testament to the hard work CIG has put into optimizing both the game and server performance. It's a moment that we've been dreading for years, but the fact here is that capital ship battles are not the laggy mess we thought it would be. here we are. It's a proof of just how far Star Citizen has come since the early days of the Idris events. Flying the Idris during Invictus is in fact quite an unforgettable event. From the sheer scale of the ship to the adrenaline of managing the front turret and watching fighters drop like flies, it truly lives up to its reputation as a capital class warship. That being said, seeing so many Idrises being flown solo, relying heavily on the pilot's laser beam and point defense, raised questions about how this ship was designed versus how it's actually used. It challenges the idea that the Idris needs a large crew to be effective, which could mean balance adjustments are needed down the line. But above all, the standout moment was how well the game handled the massive battle. Multiple Idris, a Polaris, dozens of fighters, and yet the gameplay remained smooth, which is a clear sign of how much progress CIG has made on optimization and server tech. It's a huge step forward and something that we can all appreciate as the game continues to evolve. If you enjoyed this look at the Idris and want to see more of Star Citizen ships and gameplay, well, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Every comment this month, if you are subscribed to the channel, gets you one of 10 entries for our giveaway this month. It's a Missed Fortune. Automatic entries for Patreon and YouTube members. So if you want to support the channel the extra mile, well, that is how you get rewarded, along with plenty of other exclusive access. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's not forget to thank also Dr. Fabin, Tocar Tarcisius, Shadow Riser, Keep to Docker, and Zero Crusher. I've been Iran, and I'll see you guys in the next one.